Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the July 12th, 2021 meeting of the Personnel Commission for Long Beach City College. Thank you for joining us this evening. We're going to start off this evening by saying the Pledge of Allegiance. And Dr. Kirkwood, if you don't mind leading us this evening, since we haven't seen you before, if you don't mind, is that okay? We just all stand up and you just start us.
Yes, that's fine. I haven't said it in quite some time, but I think I can still
You'll be in good shape. We all know it. Thank you.
All right, ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it. Roll call for this evening. Jeff?
Here.
Robin?
Here.
Thank you. And I'm here. We are all present for this evening. Public comments on agenda items. This is anything that would have been submitted by 4 p.m., although we welcome comments even if you didn't make it by 4. Juliet, do we have anything for this evening?
No comments today.
Okay, thank you, Juliet. Thanks. On to approval of the minutes. May I have a motion for the approvals of the last meeting's minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And is there any discussion on the last meeting's minutes? Hearing and seeing none. Robin?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
I vote aye. That passes unanimously. On to new business, approval of eligibility list. This is for academic administrative assistant. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
And is there any discussion on the academic administrative assistant? Jennifer, did you have any info you needed to share with us on this?
Sure, I'll provide a high-level overview. We received 295 applications. From there, we screened it down by providing an online written test administered by a vendor, IO Predict. A very competitive exam. 25 individuals passed the exam and were placed on the eligibility list. And of those 25, 2 are internal applicants.
Okay, great. Thank you for that. Any other discussion on this item? Hearing and seeing none. Robin?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
I vote aye. That passes unanimously. On to B, approval of eligibility list. This is for financial aid specialists. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Thank you. And any discussion on this item? Or Jennifer, do you have any input for us?
Also, another high application volume of applications received, 102, 10 individuals passed the subject matter expert review. From there, we did invite them to oral panel interviews. 6 of those individuals passed. They were placed on the list. And of the 6, 3 are internal applicants. So we're happy about that.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Any additional discussion on this item? Hearing and seeing none. Robin?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
I vote aye. That passes unanimously. On to C, approval of eligibility list. This is for warehouse and logistics manager. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Thank you. And is there any discussion on this item, or Jennifer, do you have any input for us?
We received 35 applications, 18 individuals passed the subject matter expert review, 9 individuals passed the oral panel interviews. They were placed on the eligibility list, and of the 9, no internal applicants for this one.
Okay, thank you. Any additional comments on this item? Hearing and seeing none. Robin?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
I vote aye. That passes unanimously. On to, we are on D, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you. Approval extension of eligibility list. This is for functional lead analyst. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And is there any discussion on this item, or Jennifer, do you have anything for us?
Yeah, so the original list was good for 1 year. We're extending it an additional 6 months, so 18 months total. That is below the 24-month threshold that is allowed. And this is for Robin. We did get to it before the list expired. I know that there was some concerns about that last meeting, but the list would have expired July 25th, but we caught it in time.
Thank you.
Good job. Thank you, Jennifer. Any additional discussion on this item? Hearing and seeing none. Robin,
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
I vote aye, that passes unanimously. On to E, approval of working out of class. This is for the Director of Student Conduct and Student Life. This is for, I believe it's Taylor Robertson. I apologize if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
And is there any discussion on this? Anything for Jennifer, for Ms. Robinson?
I'd like to turn the floor over to Dr. Kirkwood. We did invite her to speak on this item.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, I'm just here to say, so Taylor has been with the district 17 years. Our current director will be serving as an interim in another office. So it made sense to me, since she's been our student life coordinator for some time and plans alongside our director, that she would serve in this role. I recognize it's working out of class, but it does tremendous things for our morale to really promote from our own ranks. And she's just phenomenal. She has the degree, she meets the qualifications, she works hard. And I think this is actually a benefit to the district as well as to Taylor.
That's fabulous. Sounds like a great opportunity for her as well as our students and the college. Any additional discussion on this item?
Thank you, Dr. Kirkwood, for bringing that information forward. It is very important. I always say that we cultivate the members of our staff and our team. Look from within. There's always a jewel. So I appreciate you looking from within and finding the person to meet our needs. It's good for morale, and that's important to me.
Definitely.
So
no, it's my pleasure, and I believe in that as well. And this will cultivate new skills for her within our student conduct area. And that's really what I'm about, is growing our people for whatever's next.
That's
so
right.
I'm happy to be able to be in a position to offer said opportunities.
That's right. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Fabulous. Any additional discussion on this item? Hearing and seeing none. Robin?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
And I vote aye, that passes unanimously. Thank you so much for being here tonight. We really appreciate it.
It was my
nice
pleasure.
to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you as well, and nice seeing you all. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
On to F, approval of extension of working out of class. This is for Executive Assistant to Superintendent President, Lauren Zale. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
And Jennifer, or any discussion on this?
Just a
Jennifer?
just quick insight. Jackie Hahn, as we all know, retired from the district after many, many years. So Michelle Reese is backfilling as board secretary in her absence. So Lauren is filling in. And you'll notice that the next item is also a domino effect of those changes.
Got it. That's a lot of shoes to fill.
Well, yeah, and that's why, only because Jackie I worked with for almost all my 16 years. On here, is that a typo? Project, am I reading that right?
Which one are you looking at?
Project start date? Is that right? 5/3/20? Is that a typo?
So the initial start date of the assignment was back in May, but since it's now exceeding 90 days, we have to bring it to the commission.
He's talking about the year.
2020, Jennifer,
It says
instead of
20.
Oh,
2021.
I'm sorry. Yes, that's a typo. So we'll need to correct that. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, so we can all take a deep breath.
I was, well, only because Jackie just retired, I know, the last day of June. And so I was just, it's not a big issue. And I mean, obviously, and I know it's a domino effect with Michelle, but this is, so Lauren is going to be replacing Jackie, or is Lauren replacing Michelle, who Michelle is replacing Jackie? I'm just more curious.
Michelle is replacing Jackie, and so Lauren's backfilling for Michelle. And it is a typo, but there was some cross-training time allowed at the end of May through June before the transition.
And because also the title, if I remember correctly, for Jackie is she was like the secretary to the board. She wasn't the assistant to the president. There was other things that were there. So that's why I was a little.
But that would be Michelle's capacity though.
Yeah, that's her new. So this person is replacing not really Jackie. She's really backfilling for Michelle.
Right.
Yeah. And that's, and also in here it said because of, again, it said because of the SERP. Oh, okay. Well, no, Jackie just retired. Well, yeah. Anyway, the typo on that one, the first one was what caught me. I was wondering why it was still the year 2020. So, okay. Musical chairs, we're good.
So we'll correct the typo, right, Jennifer?
Absolutely, we'll correct the
Yeah.
typo.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
just a start date. I mean, it was,
Okay.
yeah, that 2021.
Anyone else have any discussion on this item? Hearing and seeing none. Robin?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
I vote aye. That passes unanimously. On to G, approval of extension of working out of class. This is for executive assistant. This is for, it says Sydney. Is that correct? Sydney, not Cindy?
Sydney Leon.
Got it. Okay. Thank you for Sydney Leon. And may I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And Jennifer, did you want to just add that this is backfilling?
Yes, so again, Michelle's backfilling for Jackie, which is why Lauren bumped up. And so Sydney's filling in for Lauren.
Got it. Any
Okay,
additional
or-
discussion on this item?
You definitely need
Hearing
a
and
program to
seeing
keep up
none.
with all these.
I was going to say the same.
Hearing and seeing none. Jeff?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
I vote aye. That passes unanimously. On to I, approval of advanced salary placement. This is for childcare assistant. And this is for Elizabeth Fajardo. May I have a motion, please?
This
I
for, I'm sorry,
believe
is this
we-
for G
we
or for, this is for G or for H?
Yeah, we're starting with
skipped one,
2H for
sorry.
benefits technician.
My apologies.
Okay.
I'm moving on my iPad too quickly.
Oh.
That's for Dario to get to the baseball and Jeff. On H, approval of advanced salary placement. This is for benefits technician.
So moved.
I'm Sabria. Am I pronouncing that even remotely close? Manning? May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
And Jennifer, what's the correct pronunciation of the person's first name?
Sabrea Manning.
Thank you. And
So
is there any,
as-
I'm sorry, go ahead, Jennifer.
So as a reminder, we look at internal equity in these cases for advanced salary placements. We also look at the candidate's qualifications in relation to the minimum qualifications. We also ask the department if their budget can support the placement. So we do look at quite a few factors before making any recommendation. So with that said, for benefits technician, the requirements are high school or GED in 3 years. This is a single incumbent classification. So the only class that exists that supports our benefits and payroll manager in this capacity. The individual did complete over 60 units in business administration and HR related coursework. They have experience working in a school district and at a college campus. They've also worked with different bargaining units specific to benefits administration. So their background certainly warrants the advanced salary placement.
So they sound well-rounded. Any additional discussion on this advanced salary placement? Hearing and seeing none. Robin?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
I vote aye. That passes unanimously. Now on to approval of advanced salary placement. This is for child care assistant, and this is for Elizabeth Fajardo. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Aye. Second. Sorry.
And Jennifer, any information on this person?
So we have a unique situation with the child care assistant being in salary range 1, with our minimum wage being $14 per hour currently. That really compresses the salary range. So although this seems like we have 2 individuals coming in at step E, which is the highest, step D is $14.22 per hour, and step E is $14.92 per hour. So you'll see in this case, in the next item as well, that we are placing based on qualifications, but also factoring that in as well.
Jennifer, what's minimum wage right now? I thought it was 15.
$14 an
It's
hour.
14. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Any additional comments on this item? Hearing and seeing none. Jeff?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
And I vote aye. That passes unanimously. On to J. This is also for advanced salary placement child care assistant, but this is for Geord Hood, and again, I apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
And Jennifer, how do you pronounce that person's name?
Jord Hood. I think you did, yeah, Jord, you did pretty well there.
Okay.
And no further comment on this one.
Okay, so same situation. Any additional comments on this item? Hearing and seeing none. Robin?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
I vote aye, that passes unanimously. On to K, this is for advanced salary placement. This is for graphic design specialist. This is for Andrew Boquerin. Probably saying that terribly. Anyway, I apologize. May I have a motion?
It's Andrew Bokiren on that one.
Bokian. Okay, got it. Thank you. May I have a motion, please?
Did Robin do it? Did Robin?
So moved.
Oh, so moved. I know she did.
So Robin is advancing and second by Jeff.
Okay.
And may I have any comments on this one, Jennifer?
So the minimum qualifications for this one are bachelor's degree and 3 years of experience. This individual has a really impressive background. He earned a master's of architecture degree, also an associate's degree from Saddleback College. He received a certificate of achievement in graphic design from Santa Monica College, has over 15 years of experience. He also served the district in an LTE capacity for over 1.5 years. So we are currently recommending step C placement for those reasons.
Thank you, Jennifer. Is there any additional discussion on this salary placement for instructional aid? Hearing and seeing none. Jeff?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
I vote aye, that passes unanimously. On to M, approval of advanced salary placement. This is for instructional aid for Student Success Center. This is for Sophia Solvak. May I have a motion, please?
Janine, I have 2L shows Daniel Robles, so I think we are on 2M. Can we backtrack to 2L?
I'm so sorry. I apologize. Again, I'm getting ahead of myself.
It's the way that it shows on the sheet, Janine. I missed it too. It's because it's at the very bottom.
Got it. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Jennifer. So back to 2L for Daniel Robles. This is for advanced salary placement. We have a motion on that item.
So moved.
Second.
And Jennifer, do you want to give us an update on that?
Yes, the minimum qualifications are high school and some experience. And Daniel has a bachelor's degree, experience in school districts. He also has directly related experience working with students of diverse populations and that have disability needs. So we also looked at internal equity in this case. You'll notice in this case and the next case, we are placing comparable since they're coming in at the same time and have a similar background.
Jennifer. Any additional discussion on this item? Hearing and seeing none. Robin?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
I vote aye, that passes unanimously. Now we're on to M, approval of advanced salary placement for instructional aid for Student Success Center. This is for Sophia Solvak. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Jennifer, did I pronounce that name anywhere near correctly?
I think you did really well on that one. So
okay,
Sophia Slovak.
Thank you. And what do we need to know about this situation?
Just similar internal equity factors considered, also the department's budget capacity. So we're bringing both in with similar backgrounds at step C for that reason.
Thank you. Any additional discussion on this item? Hearing and seeing none. Robin?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
I vote aye, that passes unanimously. On to approval of advanced salary placement for student activities advisor. This is for Kimberly Heyman. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
And Jennifer, any information for that?
The minimum qualifications are a bachelor's degree. Kimberly has a master's degree in higher education and 10 years of work experience, also in higher education. She's been in LTE serving for 2 years at the district. So we're really happy to make this official for her.
That's great. It's really great. Thank you. Any additional discussion on this item? Hearing and seeing none. Jeff?
Aye.
Robin?
Aye.
I vote aye. That passes unanimously. On to O, request to reschedule the regular Personnel Commission meetings of 2021. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
And Jennifer, do you want to give us an update on this?
Yes, we had a scheduling anomaly due to the 4th of July holiday. So we normally don't have 2.5 going on 3 weeks between meetings. And so we have several eligibility lists that just missed the deadline, plenty of items that we can bring forward next week as well. So to align with all of the other months that have 2 meetings per month, we thought it would be great to add another meeting this month.
So bottom line is we'll be meeting again next week, a little bit out of order. Okay, great. Any discussion on this item? Hearing and seeing none. Robin?
Aye.
Jeff?
Aye.
I vote aye. That passes unanimously. On to P, review of establishment of new classification for Executive Director, Information Systems and Technology. This is our first reading, so we won't be voting on this tonight. We don't need a motion. Jennifer, why don't you just go ahead and give us an update on this?
Sure. So this is formally an academic position. So the former incumbent did have an academic contract. The title was Chief Information Officer. And so it's a single incumbent position that serves as classified management. We're trying to change it into classified management, I should say. They are responsible for directing and implementing all activities in the IITS department. And we did look at appropriate titling protocol based on what we're doing as part of the class study, also aligning the minimum qualifications to a bachelor's degree in 8 years for that same reason. We also aligned the salary schedule exactly where it is currently on the management schedule.
Okay. And my question is, this is such a unique thing for being in a certificated position to begin with. How did it ever get to academic? Do we have any idea what happened on that side?
I don't have that background at the moment. I can look into it for you.
I'm just curious. It doesn't matter, but it's just so weird to see that position being in the academic side to begin with. Does anyone else have any comments on this? I know we're going to bring
who occupied?
Go ahead, Jeff.
Who occupied that position? Was that Cindy?
Sylvia Lynch held the position and she was part of the SERP.
Thanks, Jeff. Anyone else? Okay, great. We will talk about that again at the next meeting, which should be next week. Information items, our next meeting will be next week, Monday, July 19th at 5 o'clock. We'll be on Zoom for that. Closing items, comments from the staff. Jennifer, what do you have for us?
Since we're meeting next week, we plan on having more staff comments then, but I will be introducing our new LTE HR specialist, Candace Townsend, at that meeting. We'll have a few more class study updates now that things have settled down with SERP and we're stabilizing with recruitments. We'll have more updates there.
Great. And Robin and Jeff, how about the two of you? Do you have any comments for us this evening?
I will defer to Jeff.
Jennifer, you answered. I was going to ask you some questions on status update, where we are. Obviously, it's moved as quick as it can without moving too fast. So anyway, I'll look forward to next week.
And I just want to say that I know that the staff has been pretty overwhelmed as a result of SERP, as a result of the 4th of July and the holiday that followed the next day. So they've been pretty tight on their time with what's been going on. So I think next week will probably give us a little bit more time to reflect for them. Also, I wanted to wish this coming Thursday is Jennifer's birthday. So happy birthday, Jennifer, a couple days ahead of time.
Thank you. That was supposed to be a secret, Janine.
I'm sorry. I'm usually good at keeping secrets, but birthdays have to be shared.
Anniversary of my 21st birthday, right?
There you go.
There you go.
After the 18th and 21st birthday, you know, it's I'm just curious, Jennifer, next week, was it something in the mid 60s that took advantage of? I mean, to me, that was almost like an all-time record of people taking advantage of and retiring. 65, 66, 67, somewhere in there.
I believe we had, was it 60? It was 35 on the classified side, maybe 25 on the academic side. So 60 individuals.
Wow.
I think it has to be one of the top numbers ever. I would think it would have to be.
A lot of brain power disappearing on that one.
A lot of brain power and a lot of positions to fill both. Any other comments?
We're definitely feeling the effects on that one. There were also some last minute changes to LACO's requirements on retired annuitants and the ability to bring them back after July 1st. So there were some last minute adjustments at the end of June.
Can you give some update on that next week? I know that you want to talk more next week, but can you share with the fellow commissioners just how that had that ripple effect with your office?
Absolutely.
That'd be great. Nothing else from my fellow commissioners? Jeff, Robin? You guys are good? Okay. Public comments. What's happening, Robert?
As you know, Biden announced a new holiday, so we want to thank the president for that. Looking forward to it next year. I do have one question, and I waited, and I kind of thought there'd be a backfilling position for the first one working out of class, and it didn't come, so I missed that one. So I was curious, is there going to be someone backfilling the one working out of class for student affairs, I believe?
I'm not sure I'm following your question, Robert.
I'm following him. I thought the same thing, Robert, but I didn't ask. But there were two positions. One followed the other for the backfill. He's asking for that third slot. Did you backfill that as well?
Okay, now I'm following you. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, so there's a domino effect upward. What's happening with the T-list position? So her permanent home assignment. I haven't received any paperwork or requests on that, but by next meeting, I may have more information for you, Robert.
I just thought I'd wonder, because I let it slide because I thought they were all covered, but I thought I missed one there. Sorry.
No, you didn't miss it, Robert.
Yeah.
That's a good catch. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you all. And I'm looking forward to next week's report, and I assume that'll cover the reclassification as it stands as well. I appreciate that as well.
And Jennifer, if we have to, at the next meeting, we have to have a closed session, because I know there's some issues that we have not gotten the answer yet on, that we need to get some direction. So just from planning purposes, we may have to go back into a closed session on some of those items.
Absolutely.
Jeff, would you like to have that at the end of the meeting next week? And does that work for Robin as well?
If it's needed. Jennifer, I just know there's some questions that we were waiting from some answers, whether it be legally or just some direction. And so I'll just leave that up to you. I mean, I'll be curious to see what some of those answers will be.
I think closed session at the very end is probably our best bet.
Okay, so Jeff and Robin, you're both good with that at the end of the meeting?
Janine, I'll make myself available.
Thank you, Robin. And Jeff, that's your preference for work purposes, right?
It's fine. Whatever works for you. I mean, there's not a problem.
Okay, I'm happy to work with whatever the preferences are for my fellow commissioners. Okay, so let's leave that. And then Jennifer, you'll just let us know as soon as we can get some additional information if we're going to need that or not.
Absolutely. I'll do that.
That would be great. All right. Anybody else have any comments for this evening? Juliet, would you like to enlighten us with anything? Do you have a birthday coming up?
No birthdays for me, thanks.
Dario, do you have a birthday coming up?
Not till
all
October.
Have birthdays coming up.
Not till October, but thank you.
October?
Month.
We had quite a few HR birthdays in June, so you missed those, Janine.
Oh,
quite a few June bugs.
I should have mentioned it back then. Sorry. Okay. If there's no additional comments from the public, I would like to thank everyone for joining us this evening. I always appreciate everyone's input It's invaluable to the three of us, and we thank you for being here tonight. Thank you to Juliet. Thank you to Jennifer. Thank you to Robert. Thank you to Dario for all your hard work every single day. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Stay safe, everyone.
Yes.